Snow is falling on a field the locals will soon stop calling by its old name. By nightfall, men will start calling it something else. Bone field. Around 4,000 soldiers stand shoulder to shoulder in the frozen mud near the Sava River, watching riders close in from three directions at once. And the terrible thing is this. These aren't Ottomans. These aren't Austrians. The men riding them down are Hungarians, led by a general many of these soldiers once served beside. This is the army that never lost to the Turks. This is the army that took Vienna. This is the Black Army of Hungary, and within a few hours, it will cease to exist. Wiped out not by a foreign empire, but by the kingdom it spent 15 years protecting. To understand how the most feared fighting force in 15th century Europe ended up surrounded and slaughtered by its own countrymen, you have to go back to the death of one man, and the fear that his death unleashed in the hearts of Hungary's nobility. That man was Matthias Corvinus, and in 1458, at just 14 years old, he became King of Hungary in a country that desperately needed him to be more than a boy. Hungary sat on the front line of Christian Europe, a buffer state, absorbing the full weight of Ottoman expansion, while the rest of the continent argued and delayed. To the south, the Ottoman Empire under Mehmed the Conqueror had just taken Constantinople 5 years earlier, and was hungry for more. To the west, the Holy Roman Empire and the Kingdom of Bohemia watched Hungary with their own ambitions. Matthias inherited a nobility that was proud, fractured, and deeply unwilling to fund a standing army, because a standing army meant a king with power independent of them. He inherited a treasury that was thin and a threat that was not, and he understood, faster than almost anyone around him, that Hungary's traditional levies of noble cavalry, brave as they were, could not survive a sustained war against the Ottoman war machine. So Matthias built something new. He assembled a permanent, professional, salaried army, paid in cash rather than land, loyal to him rather than to any single lord. He recruited Czech mercenaries hardened by the Hussite Wars, German infantry drilled in the latest firearms and pike tactics, Polish cavalry, Serbian and Hungarian veterans who had spent their lives fighting the Turks along the border. Contemporary chroniclers described their coats and banners as dark, somber, almost funereal. And over time, the force earned the name history remembers it by, the Fekete Sereg, the Black Army. At its peak, it numbered somewhere between 8 and 30,000 men, depending on the campaign. An extraordinary force for any European kingdom of that era to sustain, and it was expensive beyond anything Hungary had paid for before.